Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Hilarious Pass-AroundStories. I'll be your host today, Emily, and my guest today is Sutty.
Hi, I'm back for this show for a second time because some people have wanted us to do another remake of Bertha and Bartholomew, like what happens after the whole Puppet Master thing was in episode 1.
This episode is dedicated to my Aunt Becca for the idea. Anyway, since you already know the topic, let's start the story. So, let's see here. 60 years ago,
60 years ago, their grandparents got married. But
wait, no, they didn't get married because they'd be related. Hold up. Once
no,
upon a time.
So their grandparents got married, but then their grandparents' kids are two different kids, and then never mind.
Yes, you can't do that. Never mind. Anyway, guys, so once upon a time.
60
Well, actually, how about this? Let's restart this. After Bertha defeated the Puppet Master,
and then
Bartholomew continued to ask her out, but
she still wanted that new phone. So Bartholomew made a special decision with the iPhone Apple maker. This was when Steve Jobs, the maker of Apple, was alive. He
made an iPhone 18 only for Bertha, but this time it had a mind app where Bartholomew could control all of Bertha's thoughts. So he went into her phone before he gave it to her and put on the mind game, "You will love me forever or else."
Or else. Okay, so Bertha got the phone, and then the second she held the phone, well, she was already in love with him.
Bum, bum, bum.
But when she held the phone, she fell mad in love. Like, she was, like, really, really in love.
Like, if you've seen Phineas and Ferb,
Like,
Isabella and Phineas.
Yeah, Isabella, yeah. Like,
We totally weren't watching that before we did the show. Anyway, so when she fell madly in love, she said to Bartholomew,
I will marry you.
no matter what you do to me. So Bartholomew tested that out by kissing her.
And she's like, oh my gosh, thank you. La, la, la. La, la, la.
La, la. So after a month of this went on, there was a malfunction.
A month of them kissing.
Well, not of them. Wait. Should we keep it like? Yeah, we're keeping it like that.
Yeah.
After a month of kissing,
Like,
Bertha's
straight.
phone malfunctioned.
And
In
then,
a good way. Well, for Bartholomew, it made her even more in love.
But then it turned out like a whack in the butt later, but
What do you mean?
spoiler alert. It's a
No spoiler
metaphor.
alerts.
Thor. It's a metaphor.
Okay. Wait. If they were kissing for a month, that's a weird question. How did they use the bathroom and get a shower?
This is a fictional story.
Anyway, turns out before Bartholomew did this all with his phone, Bertha was planning to put a spell on Bartholomew so that whenever she touched Bartholomew, he fell madly in love with her and couldn't keep his eyes off of her.
Which is,
Wait, we have to establish what grade they're in.
12th.
12th grade.
Yeah,
Okay.
so dating's appropriate.
Anyway.
No, they're in first.
They're in 12th. Anyway. So Bertha actually, when the phone malfunctioned, her wand slipped out of her hand and the spell came out. And it turned out to be that spell. So then they eventually stopped kissing in
Hallelujah.
13th grade. And
That's not a thing. Wait, so they were kissing for more than 4 months?
wait, how do they breathe?
Nostrils.
Let's find out how they breathe.
Nostrils.
But like, I mean like, they're like sucking all the air, you know?
Pardon?
Well. Anyway. Okay, you continue this story.
Okay, so after 4 straight months of kissing.
Over 4 months kissing.
Okay, so then they got married at.
Wait, how old are you in 13th grade? Let's figure this out. Okay.
Well, that'd be college.
8th grade, you're 13. 9th grade, you're you turn 15. 12th grade,
You're 18.
17.
No, 12th grade is 18. So
you
so they have like end of school birthdays, so they were 19 going on 20.
Mhm.
So, yeah, so.
They got married.
Yeah, they got married at the age of 21. Don't you dare.
And the wedding was beautiful. There were lights. There was love all around.
We had to play with that, but.
Anyway. But yeah, so there was love everywhere. There was also all the animals that Bertha encountered. The bunnies, the poop and cotton snake.
Yeah, the fluffy snake.
What was the... There's one more. Oh yeah, the dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
And there was all their friends.
And
we're gonna name their friends too.
There was Stacy, Bridget,
Mia, Bobitha Jr., and then
King George III.
And then Bartholomew's friends were Bobbert,
Robert,
Derek,
and Smerrick.
yeah, and Floyd.
Yeah, Floyd.
They're yes. So then they had all those people there, and their parents were there. But one thing went wrong with their wedding day. Both of the spells
Came off.
and they didn't like each other anymore because when the spells came off, more spells came on of putrid hatred.
Yeah.
Putrid hatred.
And then Bertha takes a pie from out of nowhere, and then just goes smush into Bartholomew's
And then
face.
Bartholomew goes, "Oh, I'm allergic to pie," and then he starts puking
and dies. And then he comes back to life.
And then he comes back to life because
They,
his
shocked.
puke was magical.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone slept at it at the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they broke multiple bones because it was magical.
And also, they broke them ankles.
Okay. Let's see here. But Bertha and Bartholomew's friends both knew that, well, not both. I guess they all knew that those two were made for each other.
So,
They were there all those months where they were kissing.
is that how they bathed and showered?
So I'm gonna need to go into those details. Anyways, so let's see here. So Bertha and Bartholomew's friends went on an adventure back to their old high school for DNA strands.
Pardon?
We're gonna get to that part why they need DNA strands. So they need the DNA strands to like connect and then magically make a kid.
This is,
Anyway, they magically made a child because they're magic friends. Yeah. So they magically did that. And they had to make a kid so that Bertha and Bartholomew could stay together because they would have to love their kids so much. So they put a spell on them.
And then the kid was amazing, but then he fell and then broke a leg.
And that's what made them two stay together. They realized how much they loved their kid together and that they had so much things in common besides that. Oh, by the way,
Also, they both had
got
brown
married
hair.
in Meyer.
Oh, yeah, if you watched the first episode.
Should have watched the first episode. You never start with the third episode.
I swear. If you are one of the people who watched the second episode before the first.
It's not okay. You don't do that.
It's just sad.
Okay, enough of Sutton's fake crime. But yeah. So anyway, once they got that, okay. So then, Bertha and Bartholomew started crying tears of
Poop.
poop. Okay.
Fluffy poop. It was a Nido.
Fluffy poop needles. And that sounds wrong.
I know.
And
Then they started bouncing on it, and then they found a really nice house in the suburbs. But then they conformed it into a mansion with magic, and then the mansion was 50 stories tall, and they had free electricity. Don't ask.
yeah, they also didn't have to pay taxes. Don't ask either.
Yeah.
So
the government was corrupt.
they may have bribed.
Yeah.
Anyway, their kid's leg was healed, except they had the spell that their friends put on them to make them have kids malfunctioned, and Bertha had 5 million more kids.
In one day, her belly was big.
Yes, she couldn't even fit in her mansion because her belly was so big. She also couldn't fit in her mansion because she ate the cans. She ate 5 Alanis, 6 Mountain Dews, and then a breakfast buffet, like an entire breakfast buffet.
You cannot eat a liquid.
No, she ate the cans with the liquid inside of them.
Oh.
So yeah, they had a bunch of kids. It was like so many kids, but then when Bertha was giving birth,
They just went. They got shot out.
except the problem was that whenever Bertha had a kid, that kid had a kid, and that kid had another kid. Because they all swallowed each other.
Yeah, so, long story short, she has like great to the 10th power great grandkids.
Yeah, except they're her own kids.
No, they're her kid's kid.
No, remember the kids swallowed the kids. So when the kid gives birth to the kid, it was his sibling. Wait, what?
She's like a great times
a million kid, but she's great times 5 million kid, except all those kids are her kids.
No, and then all their kids and then they had 5 billion kids each.
She had a lot of grandchildren, guys. Yeah, and then later on, their friends come back to discover that their spell has malfunctioned so much that Bertha and Bartholomew brought the puppet master back. And Bertha had to go on another mission. She went all the way through the fluffy forest. She had to go through a new forest because that one had gotten cut down. If you listen to the first episode, you wouldn't know that.
If you didn't, you're number 1 on my list.
Okay, son, let's just stop being creepy here. But yeah, she brought back the puppet master. She had to go through a forest made entirely out of energy drinks.
Yeah, you can imagine how crazy that went.
All the animals were on a sugar high to the power of, since we're using powers to show, to the power of infinity. And so she only got hit 6 million times, which is pretty good for that forest. And then she had to pass through the sea of
chocolate-covered coconuts.
Chocolate-covered coconuts.
She hates chocolate. If you watch the first episode,
you would know this.
Okay, and then she brought back the puppet master, and then the puppet master ate most of her kids. So,
and then he kidnapped the rest. So then Bertha
had 1 kid.
and she had to go on a special mission. And that mission was to get all her friends and call Bartholomew, and everything turned out okay. Because we need to start wrapping this up. Let's go to the conclusion.
We have less than
we're over time. They had to go through all of those lands, and when they rescued all the kids out of the forest, one of the girls had a lover named Bitha. And Bitha, her last name was Smith.
So they couldn't get married because you can't marry your siblings.
Oh, no, it wasn't her sibling. It was a lover. It was like the thing that happened to Bertha and Bartholomew, which you would know if you watched the first episode. Anyway, so
then there was a new villain. No one knew his name. He just wore a big cloak. Then
those two defeated the monster together, and they got married in Sky Zone.
But then the monster came back. That is all the time we have today.
No, we're not leaving this on cliffhanger, Sutton.
Please?
No. Anyway, then the monster came back, and then their 5 billion kids defeated them. Anyway, that is all the time we have today. So thank you for listening, and I'm going to thank Sutty, and I'm going to let him promote something.
Okay, so first of all, you need to watch, if you skipped around on the episodes that we have so far, watch the rest of them in order so that you can just And also, I have my own podcast coming out in a few weeks. It's called Stories Over Summer. It's where I interview a whole bunch of people, and Emily's going to be on it sooner or later. She has to be on it by July, otherwise, So, bye!
Oh, wait, real quick. My next episode will be coming out soon. Thank
Bye.
you.